Actually, it's not a gorilla. It's Ed, as usual. Tricked you. And now you've had your trick, it's time for your treat. Because it's Halloween special this week, and we are out doing some spooky photography. So, spooky Halloween shots. I have some Conde original Moonstruck film. This is a colour film which creates strange effects, and hopefully they will suit the Halloween theme. I have my vintage Yashica, which I've checked the battery is still going, so we should be able to use this, and it's self-timer to take some stunning self-portraits with the gorilla mask on. The first thing we need to do is load the film. We are ready to shoot. I'm going to set the self-timer. First shot in the bag. So for the next shot, I've come to this park. There's nobody around, so don't worry, I'm not going to scare anybody for real. It's probably not going to be the greatest shot in the world, but let's take it and see. Oh, so handsome. I think I might wear this full time. So I'm back in the unit today. I've not had any time to work on this Halloween project for a while, so I really need to get a couple of shots in. A quick one here with this sign, it might be quite funny. And then there's a little chair down the hallway that might make a good one too. Yeah, not bad. I need to get my thinking cap on though, because I'm running out of time. I've roped in poor Lucy again for this one. Got her to go over the road by this house that's falling down, and I'm going to try and shoot her between the passing cars. Yeah, thanks, I think we got that. She's so lucky to be my wife, isn't she? Okay, so me, I'm probably more spooky than what we're going to be filming. But here we go. Let's see what we can get. One more. So I'm starting to worry that I'm not actually going to get this project finished in time. So I'm sneaking round to Lucy's side of the studio because she's out today. So I'm sure she won't mind if I borrow her model here. This is where she photographs her wonderful vintage clothing. But today, something a bit different, little model shoot with a difference. The stuff of nightmares. And I'm just talking about me, not even talking about... I should give you a name, shouldn't I? Jeremy. I might set up some spooky lighting, but we'll just see how we go first with this. We'll set to F11. That should give us plenty, and we'll use the self-timer to avoid any camera shake from me releasing the shutter. That was a slow exposure. Right, wind on. Now should we try it with some spooky lighting? So I have some continuous lighting which makes it easier to meter with this camera, because obviously the vintage camera doesn't have TTL metering, so let's see. And then we turn off these lights. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the ISO speed to 400 to fool the meter into thinking that it's not as bright as it actually is. And that should compensate for it being almost all black. So set the self-timer, unlock the shutter. And before we do anything else, let's return the ISO setting to 200, because otherwise we will find that all the other shots are wrong. There we go. Oops. Rain's fallen out. You know how it feels. So time for a last shot. Selfie of me and Gorilla. Smile. Right, and now it's time to rewind and get this back to the developers, because we're going over a little bit fine. It's nearly Halloween now, but hopefully it'll be back in time to get everything developed and scanned for a slideshow for Halloween. Okay, so I dashed off to the lab and got these negatives processed. Thanks, Rowan. Dev only, I have cut them up and scanned them in already, and now I'm ready to look at the post-processing and getting the most out of the negatives. So I'll just talk you through a little bit of that now. So if I just bring up the first of the negatives, I've flipped everything using Camera Raw and then done most of the adjustments that I could do in that, because you get the best results from there. Once I've got the negatives as clean as I can, I'm going to Photoshop and doing the last bits of processing there, and I think the results are pretty good. So you can see this is what one of the negatives looks like, just coming out clean without any messing with it at all. But what I've done is I have done a bit of colour correction. I've done a little bit of distortion control, because the way I've scanned it, there's a slight amount of bulging of the negative because of the rig that I use. And I think the results are pretty nice clean. But for the slideshow, I'm going to put on a slight effect just to direct the attention more to the central subject and to give it more of a Halloween feel. So the best of analog and digital working together. Right, so all that said, should we have a little look at the slideshow?
In the morning, I go hunting for some food under the underpass. Then I get the bus and go and have a nice coffee with my friends. I like to go for a drive at night. People don't bother me then. Some days I work at the circus, and I nearly drink to get through it all. Then I go and check on my car. I keep it in the yard out the back. It's tiring work, so I go have a sit down, have a comfy chair in the studio. This is my house. I need to do some repairs on it. Do you like my suit? It's my monkey suit. I wear it when I go out to the theater. And this is my friend, Ed. He's my best photographer.
So there you go. Did you enjoy the Halloween special? I enjoyed it. Yeah, me too. So tune in again next week for more excitement with me and Gorilla. Well, probably just me, but we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Have a fantastic week. Bye for now.